have had your best idea exactly once. You never finished it. Still. Not because you weren't capable, because the moment you sat down to develop it, your mind was already somewhere else. Running a conversation that ended 3 days ago, rehearsing an argument that hasn't happened yet, calculating a problem that has no answer today. Still. That is not a thinking problem. That is mental noise. And it has been costing you every single day in ways you can feel but cannot name. Still. Mental noise is not overthinking. Overthinking is loud. You know when you're doing it. Mental noise is different. It is low grade, background, almost inaudible. The unresolved conversation you're still processing, even though you told yourself you let it go. The decision you keep almost making and pulling back from. The version of tomorrow you're rehearsing while today is still happening. None of it loud enough to hear clearly, all of it running constantly. Still. Here is the metaphor that makes this impossible to ignore. Your phone. 40 apps running in the background. You cannot see them. The screen looks completely normal. But the battery drains twice as fast. The processor runs hot. And by midday, without doing anything demanding, the device is already struggling. Still.
That is your mind. Every unresolved thought is an open app. Every lingering regret, every postponed decision, every conversation that ended badly and was never closed. Running. All of them. All the time. Spending your energy without producing a single thing. Still. The cost is not focus. The cost is time. Not the hours you can see, the ones on your calendar, the ones you planned. The hours you cannot account for. The 2 hours between waking and starting where nothing happened but everything felt heavy. The evening that disappeared because your mind was still in the afternoon. The conversation you were half present for because another one was running underneath. Still, mental noise does not steal your attention in one moment. It charges you a small tax on every moment. A percentage of your presence, a percentage of your clarity, a percentage of your energy. Every single day. Still. And the cruelest part, almost none of what it runs on is within your control. You are paying mental rent on thoughts that own nothing, on problems that belong to yesterday, on futures that may never arrive. Still. One question. End of every day. Write it down. What am I still thinking about that I cannot do anything about right now? Still.
Not your to-do list, not tomorrow's plan. Specifically, what is your mind still running that has no action available to it tonight? Write every single one down. The conversation, the decision, the worry. Everything's still open. Then, close the tab. Still. Not by solving it, not by letting it go, because letting go is not a technique, it is a result. By acknowledging it exists, by giving it a place outside your head, by telling your brain, this has been noted, it does not need to keep running. Still. The brain holds open loops because it does not trust they will be remembered. The moment you write them down, you give it permission to release them. Not forever, just for tonight, which is all you need. Still. Marcus Aurelius wrote this to himself in the middle of a war. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Still. He was not writing philosophy. He was writing a reminder to himself, because even he had to be told. Still. The noise in your head is almost entirely made of outside events you are running inside. Other people's words, outcomes you cannot control, versions of the future that do not exist yet. None of it yours to carry. All of it costing you anyway. Still, the quieter your mind becomes, the more clearly you see what actually belongs to you. Your choices, your responses, your attention, directed at what is actually in front of you. That is the only territory you were ever given. Mental noise is what happens when you try to govern everything else. Still, tonight, before you sleep, one question. What am I still thinking about that I cannot do anything about right now? Write every answer down. Close the notebook. Let the apps close. Still, if this named the thing that has been draining you without a clear reason, drop one word in the comments. Quiet. The next video goes further into how your attention is being stolen before you even leave your bed. Subscribe to Vision Vortex. Every video here is one thing, helping you think more clearly, feel more in control, and live without the noise. Still, lead, become.